All right, all right, all right. Let me get my camera right. Uh-oh. Let me get my camera right. All right. Get the mic right. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. In the place to be. All right. You got here with the doctor. Listen, y'all. We're gonna make this work. I want to make sure that everything is good. Everything is good. All right, all right, all right. Well, I had somebody backstage. They left. Why you leave? I'm gonna let you on. Hey, listen, we got something good tonight. All right, I am the Dr. Ken Canion. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. And what I want to do is view on Facebook. What is that? All right. How are you, Tanya? How are you? I want to know what platform you're checking in from tonight. If you're checking in from my Facebook group or my Facebook page or YouTube, if you would just let me know. AB, hey, how are you, AB? All right, you're checking in from where you checking in from? Tell me where you checking in from tonight. We got a good show coming up. And we're going to talk about some real good stuff. If you want, what's up, Big Dark? What's good? Hey, Wanda, how are you? All right. Mark from Facebook, glad to have you. Glad to have all of you joining in tonight. And if you, I'm going to put the link. If you want to be on the show, if you want to be on and you got something to say, whether you agree with me or not, I still want you to be on. All right. Hey, Benita, how are you? Good to see y'all. So if you want to be on the show, I'm not fighting you, I'm not fighting you. You know I don't fight you. I love what you do. I'm not trying to fight you at all. I promise you that. But I would like for, if you want to be on the show tonight, I'm going to put the link down here. Tonight, you might not agree. We can respectfully agree to disagree, and that is cool. So I'm going to put this link down here, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. Look, grab the link and then look, y'all, join me if you want to get backstage, because tonight's topic is why. Okay, y'all. So let's kind of get a little foundation started. So tonight's topic is why men push good women away. And I put up a TikTok video, and the video was wildly watched. Wildly. When I say it had over 400,000 views. Some people agreed with me, some people didn't. So I decided that I was going to do a live based on that video. I sent the link. I put the link in there, Wally. I put, why men push good women away. Now, tonight I'm going to expound on it. I'm going to expound on this, and I am going to break it down again. If you want to be on, you want to come on the show tonight, please come on. Wally, I just put it out there. Wally, you can't see it? Or is it? I put it in the comment section. Can anybody on Facebook see the link? If you cannot see the link, what I'm going to do is go to my actual page and put it in, but I'm putting it in right here on the link. If you're on YouTube, if you can see it. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Wally, I'm going to go to my Facebook page, and I am going to put it in there as well. So that way, let's do it that way. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let me do it this way. I want to make sure everybody can get it. I want to make sure everybody can get it. Man, I on my computer, I forgot my Facebook login because it normally just logs me in. Let me see if this might not be right. Oh, that might not be right. Okay, let's try another one. Hold on. Walid, I'm going to get you this link. All right, let's see if this one is right. All right. All right. Now I got to get some authentic code. Oh, here we go. Let's see my phone. Yes, that was me who just logged in. Yes, that was me. All right. Come on. Login approved. All right. I should be able to get in. Login approved. All right. Continue. All right. Go on. Let me. Well, okay. Where's the login? All right. Text me the login. Said it was sent to my phone. Oh, here it is. 027488. 027488. All right, here it is. 027488. Okay. Save browser? Yes. Save it. Okay. All right, keep going. I got all right. All right, that was me. Save browser. Okay. I got it. That was me. All right. All right. I'm gonna put it on my page. I'm gonna put the login. For anybody want to join the conversation, I am putting it, boom, in the comment section. So if you want to get on, there we go. All right, I put it in there and let me get back. All right. So I got some people on. Okay. So before we get started, I got people in the background want to get on. Let's get busy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Ken Canion, and on tonight's show, why men push good women away. And look, I'm gonna break this down tonight, but I got some people who want to come on and got something to take it. So I'm going. Let's see. We got Pamela Whitfield in the back, and let me see if. Oh, okay. How are you? Do you go by Pamela or Pam? I cannot hear you. Let's see here. I can't hear you. Can you speak up? Is your audio up?
Can you hear me?
Your audio is super duper low. Can you speak into it?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right, all right, all right.
I can't log on to the chat part. I went to your Facebook and now back on here.
But that's all right. You got me right here. Okay. So you jump right in right before I even put the topic up.
Well, I didn't know if it was Central Standard Time or Eastern, and I'm like, if it's Eastern, I've missed it because I'm in Texas, and so I didn't.
No, you didn't miss it because we on right now. You just got on. So do you go by Pam or Pamela?
I go by Pamela.
Pamela. All right. So you got a take on this tonight. Can you tell me what that is? Because you obviously wanted to say something, well, and far be it from me not to allow you to get your take in. So please, by all means, would you go right ahead and tell me what it is you want to say while I begin this recording? Okay. All right, go right ahead.
It's just interesting that I saw you first on IG. And then the other day I saw you on TikTok and you had a post about how to get over someone.
Yes, that was today.
Yeah. And so that really resonated with me because I'm in a situation where I took this person back. And on taking them back, I thought this was him saying to me that he knew he messed up. He even said, I don't know if we can cuss. Can we?
I cuss all the damn time.
So he apologized for treating me like shit.
Okay.
So it was like, okay, so what are we doing with this? You've come back. What do you want? And he pretty much told me, but I ignored it when he said, I don't know.
Okay.
And I should have taken that and said, okay, well, you take care. But because my feelings were already in this.
You were already invested and already connected.
And when he came back, I just felt like that was him saying, I met in him messing up. So
not always true.
Fast forward to June, And he lives in Dallas. I live here in Austin. And
Okay.
he knew this before we even started talking via FaceTime. He knew this. And when he came to visit me, he had made a couple of comments, and I said, "Hey, is this going to be an issue for you? Because we kind of already talked about this." And he works for an airline in Dallas, and he's like, "Oh no, because I can fly in." And then I said, "Okay, well, I'll pick you up from the airport." And he's like, "Well, I can get a rental car." And I was like, "Okay, well, shoot, he got all this figured out." I'm like, "Okay," because I had no problem driving to Dallas because I'm trying to relocate there. So it was no big thing for me to get on the road. It's just a 2-hour drive for me. So so I was like, okay, I left that alone since that's what he said, and we progressed forward. And so the first time he ghosted me, when he came back to me, he ghosted me in August, and so he reappeared in November and texted me and said that he was hoping that I would answer his text, and he was very apologetic. We talked on the phone, and then here I am again with him FaceTiming me this time, saying, as much as I really like you, this new position I've taken on is requiring me to travel. You're hundreds of miles away. I'm here. Because he was supposed to come last Monday to visit me, per him. And so I started crying, and I was like, I already knew this was coming. It's like I just knew it. And I just felt like, why did you come back? Why, if you knew? And then I kind of went off on him in the DMs, and I was like, excuse me, like I said, this was about the ass. You kept talking about how beautiful I was. I just feel like this was a conquest for you. Let me see if I can get this beautiful woman. And you did. And now that you have experienced me, we've explored one another. Now you're bored. You want to move on to the next. And he's 63 and I'm 52.
Okay.
And so I never made reference to age, but I just said, I just expected more from you. So I'm more disappointed that I'm having this conversation, that I'm DMing you, that you tell me to call you, but you don't answer.
So
You te- yes,
Pam, let's get to the point. What's the question? Because I know where you're going. I know where you're going, but see, you saying all this. So what you're doing right now, and you called me, you got on my show because you know I'm gonna give it to you straight, right?
exactly.
Okay. So let me keep this shit 100. The
Okay.
truth is, I am doing a video tomorrow. Why men leave and come back. That I'm gonna load only on YouTube. It's gonna be a long form content. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When he ghosted you, I always say ghosting is a emotional problem to a physical solution to an emotional problem. Meaning there's something going on, either one or three things. Number one, he wanted to avoid conflict of telling you how he actually felt. Maybe it wasn't what he thought it was. Number two, he wanted to avoid accountability for the relationship. And then number three was he wanted to avoid some uncomfortable situation. So it was easy just to ghost, right?
Right.
That's just easy to ghost. Now, when he comes back, doesn't mean that he comes back because he loves you. Doesn't mean he comes back because he's all into you. All right. Men come back for a number of reasons. One of the reasons you just said, maybe the ass was good. Okay. Maybe the sex was good. And he was like, I need to get a piece of that. All right. The next reason why they come back is they come back because I went out there and maybe it wasn't what I thought it was. So I'm going to come back. The third reason they come back is familiar. It's something familiar. And the fourth reason they come back is because of ego or control. Either way, ego or control, like I can get that. I'm going to go back and get that. And then the fifth way is you allow them to do it.
Yeah.
Let's listen to what I said. You allow them. Whenever you allow them, that means you're rewarding bad behavior. And so if you reward bad behavior, it's like if you keep going in the store stealing candy and I never say anything, but I see you stealing the damn candy. So what's going to happen? I'm going to keep coming stealing the damn candy.
Right.
And so that's what happens. So this is what you got to do. You got to, number one, fuck that. Cut it off. Cut off the oxygen. Something only lives when it has oxygen. You got to cut off the oxygen. Contact, no following, all of those things. Because when you don't cut, man, listen, let me tell you how men work. I'm going to be honest. I'm a man, so I know how we work. The thing about a man is this. is we are hunters by nature. Am I right? And so the man, he wants to come and see if he can have a conquest. But a man will never truly value you unless he fears losing you. All right? Now look, cannot have access to you. And when you keep giving him access to you, you're rewarding bad behavior, sweetheart. And that's what it is.
Yeah, because he wants to be friends.
Fuck that. No, we can't be friends. We can't be friends. We
That's
can't.
what I told him.
He wants to be friends because you know why he wants to be friends? He wants the benefits of the relationship without the accountability of the relationship. So that's what you got to do. That makes sense. All right. I hope I helped you. Okay.
You did, and I just never felt when you said push away good women. I just never felt it was his intent to even have a relationship with
and maybe
me.
it wasn't. And a lot of times, you need, hey, stay tuned. You will get in my new coaching program where I'm going to teach you how to decipher all of that before you get emotionally invested. Does that make sense?
Yes. Sorry to be long-winded.
No. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm glad. But listen, I'm just a phone call. A text away. If you need more help, listen, reach out. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Pam. Thank you so much. Listen, we're on the show tonight, and on the show tonight, y'all, we are talking about, here's what we're talking about, y'all. We're talking about why men push good women away. I got my man next up on the show. Calling in next up is my guy, Walid. Hey, I've been knowing this guy a long time. He's opinionated. He can be an asshole. Sometimes he's much like myself, but I love him as a brother. Let me welcome him to the show. My guy, Walid, wrestler.
It's like looking in a mirror, isn't it? I mean, that's pretty much right.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dog? Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure to see you.
Likewise, brother. I know you got a take on this, and we've done some relationship stuff before.
Yeah, sure.
And you might have a take on it from the opposite perspective. I don't know.
No,
all right.
Yeah.
What say you, brother?
No, first of all, I gotta get on your podcast, man. I mean, I love Fight Night with the Canyons as much as anybody, but I gotta get on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, you know, you're always welcome.
We'll
set them up.
So look, here's the thing. We're going to push anything away that we don't believe that we are deserving of. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, my hat's all crooked here. So look, our self-esteem.
You still look good, buddy.
I got you here. I'll just do this way. That way I know it's on one side. So anyway, now people take me seriously. Here's the thing. We all have internal programming belief systems, right? I call them hidden identities. These hidden identities are created when we were somewhere between the age of 2 and 12, most likely by the age of 8, where we believe that we are worth or not worth something, that we believe we deserve or that we did not deserve something, right? And so the fact of the matter is that, you know, we may get excited about a woman, and I'm speaking from my experience, you know what I'm saying? I mean, especially especially for men, but women, doesn't matter if you were sexually abused, emotionally abused, physically abused, right? You know, your sympathetic nervous system comes in and you are a runner.
Absolutely.
You're not a fighter, you're a runner, right? Or a fleer, as I call them. And so here's the thing, until somebody deals with that internal programming, they are forever going to be a runner. They're going to be a fighter. And as soon as something comes up where you don't believe you deserve it, or you don't think you're worth it, or somebody comes up that you think you can't have, you're going to take off. Now you're not going to do it intentionally. You know what I'm saying? Pamela is a beautiful woman. She seems very articulate, right? You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm a guy and I see this beautiful woman who's very articulate, professional, and I think I want that person, but then I get there and I'm like, oh my God, and I think, what's his name? Rick Carson talks about in Taming Your Gremlin, right? We get this voice, this gremlin inside of us that's telling us, whoa, wait a second, you're not good enough for Pamela. Pamela's too pretty for you. Pamela's too smart for you. Like, you got to get out. You know what I'm saying? And so that internal programming kicks in and it basically makes us run away. Does that make sense?
And it's funny you would say that, dude, because like I tell most of my people, I said, listen, from the third trimester in your mother's womb until you're 7 years old, your subconscious programming is being formed at that moment. Your surroundings, the things people have said to you, all of those things. And then if those things don't get written over, rewritten, your programming is what it is. And you and I have talked about that kind of stuff before. So if you believe you're unworthy and you're a 40-year-old person, you don't understand why you believe what you believe.
Well, not just that, it's just not going to go away. All right, you got to do some work on it. A lot of these guys don't know how to do the work on it.
That's true.
They keep taking off, and they come back, and then, oh my God. Because what happens is, Tony Robbins talks about it like being a thermostat, right? Like I'm at 68, and then I see Pamela, we start dating, and now I'm at 74. I'm like, fuck, it's hot in here. I got to go back to 68, which means I got to get out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Does that make sense?
That's a good way to put it.
Right. Yes. Right. So that's the whole thing is I'll leave you with this here. Okay. This is called Brussels sprout theory. Okay. And I think it's very helpful. All right. Leave it to me to come up with something stupid like that. I'll reach out to you because I really want to get on your podcast and talk more about this, because I think it's important that we don't internalize why somebody doesn't like us. Okay. So
right.
You like Brussels sprouts, Ken Canion?
I love Brussels sprouts.
Fucking hate them. I hate them. Anything you got to
love Brussels sprouts.
You'll get over that. But anything you got to put bacon on, grease on, and crisp up can't be that tasty, right? I mean, you can do that to a shoe and make it taste good, right?
Right.
To make it tasty, what's the point? So here's the thing. I hate them, you love them, but is it the Brussels sprout or is it us?
Good question.
It's us. It's not the Brussels sprout, right?
You're right.
We're all Brussels sprouts. Some people just aren't going to like us and aren't going to get us. But to your point, you know what I'm saying? You don't keep somebody around that doesn't love you, that doesn't respect you, doesn't honor you.
That's
right?
good.
People will let you treat them the way that you treat them. If you keep inviting somebody back, you're telling them, hey, it's okay. You can come and go as you please. You can check out anytime you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be so attached and so desirous of being in love that you let somebody who's not worthy of you be around. So anyway, you know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah. Listen,
good stuff, man.
You know, I love you. I love you so much. I will.
I appreciate you, buddy. I love you too, man.
I'm going to get on your podcast because I want to talk more about this, but you're doing an amazing job. Anybody who gets coaching with you, this is like, there's nothing like this in the world, man. And if you haven't started coaching with Ken, and this is not a paid advertisement, but if you're not coaching with Ken, you are missing out on an amazing opportunity to create the relationship for yourself. Okay. You be good. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks. Yep,
I ain't even paying for that. My God.
If I were you, I'd go ahead and I would just clip this part out and make me look better and thinner and more handsome, and then make it like an unpaid testimonial. I'll see you later.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man. All right. Listen. All right, y'all. Anybody else want to be on the show? You got to take on why men, because I'm going to give you my take too. But I did want to hear from people. I did want to hear what people had to say. That's my guy, Walid. We've been friends for many, many years. He's a smart guy, hell of a guy. He was a smart guy. And listen, if you got something that you want to talk about, hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of that. And all I can say is, look, I'm about to get into it in a second. But hey, Omai, listen, why don't you grab the link? And I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time. One time, Omai, you did a show with 3 guys on there, and they were giving their take. And I watched the show. And I said, I should be on that show. But we didn't know each other then. I started following you. I love the powerful stuff you're doing about banking and people, and you're super intelligent. So I wish you'd grab the link and join me before I get started on my take. Anybody, welcome to join. You got a question, comment, concern for the doctor tonight? Listen, she said, nope, I'm scared. Stop. You need to stop that. Stop it. I mean, I see the way you handled 3 guys, and you wouldn't be scared of me. So grab the link and let's just talk about whatever. All right, come on. All right, grab the link. All right, anybody else? If not, I'm going to break down for the next repost the link. All right, let's do it. I'm going to repost it right here on my, all right, I'm going to post it under your thing right here. All right, you see, uh-oh. Oh, Lord, how did that happen? Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord, how did that happen? Okay, I don't want to do that. All right, here we go. All right, so I just posted it. All right. So I got the link and I just posted it. So you should be able to see it. You see it? All right. If you see it, anybody want to come backstage so we can get started here. All right. So I did the post. And here's the post. The post said, why good why men push away good women. And so I gave 4 reasons, and but I'm gonna expound on it because what I'm gonna say tonight might trigger some people. Good, at least I want to create a conversation. And this conversation is about some things. And what happens is I get a lot of people who I coach, and a lot of people say I coach a lot of women, and I coach men too. They say, well, why would they push me? I'm a good woman away. Why would they not want to be in a relationship? So, especially if they're not a bad guy. See, I'm not talking about guys who have ill intentions. I'm talking about guys who are not bad guys, but they push women away. Like they push you away because maybe they're not interested, they're not whatever. I'm gonna break down why they do that tonight. Omar, did you get the link? Are you coming? I'm waiting on you so we can have our conversation as I'm talking about the reasons why guys push women away. All right, so let's go. Let's get started. Number 1, the reason why guys push men away is he doesn't want to elevate. He doesn't want to become a better version of himself, especially if the woman requires you to be a better version of yourself to be with her. See, there are a lot of women out there who don't require the man to be a better version of himself. They don't require him to step up. They don't require him to level up in his finances, to level up in his education, to level up in his communication. They don't require it. And so what they do is they tolerate where he is. And some men, because they don't want to level up, and y'all stay tuned because the women that are amen inquiring in a minute ain't gonna be they're not gonna be amen inquiring in a few minutes, because a lot of times you're gonna find out, yes, some men don't want to level up. I'm not saying every single man. What I am saying is there are some men. And then you're going to find out some men later on won't do it because of you. And you're going to find out. But some men, they don't want to level up. They don't want to become a better version of themselves. They don't want to. They like the status quo. They want everything. Listen to me what I'm about to tell you. They want the rewards of the investment without the investing. They want the rewards, they want the benefits of it without actually putting up for the investment, without investing in the thing that they want. And so when you get a man and you don't require him to be better, let me tell you something. My wife requires me to be a better version of myself. Not that she says, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, she requires it because she says, you know, you can be better. You know, you can do better. Not that she says it, not that she says, I have to. She makes me want to. And so when you get a man to want to be better, all of a sudden, now you make him level up. Oh, I see her backstage. Are you kidding me? All this time. Okay, Dr. O. I got to add Dr. O to the stream because I've been waiting on it. Listen. All I gotta say is, I've been waiting on this for months. For months. I feel like I have arrived that you are joining me. So let me say welcome. Welcome, Dr. O. Would you please tell my guest who you are?
Hey, Coach Ken. I'm Dr. O Mai, and I'm a fan of Coach Ken. That's who I am.
No, she's much more than that, y'all. She's much more. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. Do you remember a few months ago, you did a video where you had 3 guys on talking about relationships, and you were the host, and you were asking them questions. I watched that whole video, and I thought to myself, I said, wow, I love what you're doing. I really did. Now, you didn't know me at the time, and I was like, I need to be on that panel. That was the only time I had seen you do that. The only time. But I remembered that. I don't know how many months ago that was. That was last year, wasn't it?
Last year, yes.
That was like, that's when I became a fan of yours.
Hey. Well, it's good to hear that because that's my secret sauce. Like, I'm always talking about wealth and wealth building and things of that nature and community building and legacy building. But my secret sauce is male-female relationship, especially in the Black community. It's one of my pride and joys. But any community, it doesn't matter. But I really do appreciate Black love. And so I honor it and I love to talk about it. So I'm so excited to be here. I've been watching you for a while. I joke around in the comments a lot, but a lot of people don't know I'm playing. They can't see me or hear me, but I promise I'm laughing the whole time.
Oh, I already know. I already know. So look, I know you're very intelligent and I know you have a take on it. So I want to hear the topic of the night. I put up that video that now it's got over 400,000 views of why men push good women away. So I'd like to hear your take on that.
As a good woman, I would like to speak from my own experiences because what I've seen is that a lot of men that label good women in the back, in the ladies' room, you guys have the locker room, but in the ladies' room, I know they're not good. So I'm just going to stick with myself. And so one thing that I've seen, y'all excuse me, I just put banana on my face, y'all. So just excuse me. I'm in the garage. I'm cleaning up with my banana face.
That's all right. That's all right. Still beautiful.
Amen. Praise God. So, okay. So what I've been told, I'm going to go husband round. Okay.
Okay.
First husband felt like I thought I was too much. He felt like I thought I was too much. And that I would have to bring it down a peg in order to receive him in all of his cleaning himself up. So while he was getting himself together, he wanted me to AKA be a ride or die. And I was never taught that way. I had a lot of men in my life, and they did not program me to be a ride or die. They programmed me to be a good woman to a good man. And so I can't put up with everything. And so I'm also very intuitive and very prophetic. So I began to have a lot of dreams that were telling me where he was and what he was doing and what was happening. And I was young in my gift. And I would tell him like an idiot all the details of the dream. So he's scared out of his mind, right? Because I'm telling him where he was and how long he was there and what he was doing. And he's thinking I'm following him. This is way before social media. And I'm just getting downloads from God about what's happening. And so I'm telling him, and I'm not even telling him in a way like I'm you. I will, hey, you better not shout, you better cry, right? Like I'm telling you, I can see what you're doing. So long story short, I was too immature to be the good woman I was. I wasn't mature enough to understand what that meant for a man, what that meant for a family, and what that meant for a relationship. So now after the fact, I know what he was saying. He was saying that you're so good, but you know you're good. So you communicate almost arrogantly and way too confident for a weak man like me. That's what he was trying to let me know. And so through weakness, he was still working on things. And as a wife, it would have been my duty to work with my husband through those trials and errors that he was going through as a man, because he was going through his transition. So I was too immature at that time to understand that fully. So when he said he couldn't put up with a good woman, he couldn't put up with the shame and the guilt of his own weaknesses. And I was not strong enough to deal with them either, right? Because I'm like, hey, I had a dream and blah, 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 and yada, 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 and thus says the Lord and blah, blah, blah. Being ignorant. And that's not the way to handle that. Now I know that. Second husband, he said that, why me? And women, when you hear that, if you ever hear that, run.
Why me? So what is it? What was he saying?
Why did I choose him of all the men in the world? And see, celebrities would come to my house and have dinner, and celebrities would come over and just have pure conversations and stuff. He saw what I was in the community and who I am and all this stuff. And he was wondering why me, like, why did you choose to be with me when you could have been with all these other guys?
Wow.
Not seeing his own value, and exactly what Brother Walid just stated, that he didn't feel like he deserved to be with a woman like me. He thought I deserved better. So he treated me the way he felt about himself. And this time, his second marriage, so I allowed more than I should have this time, because I didn't, now I'm too mature.
Right.
Too cool for school. I'm too grown, right? So I'm like,
Wow.
okay, it's okay. You'll get better. I'm treating him like I'm 80 now, right? So so first husband was, I wasn't mature enough in my confidence to deal with a weak man and help build him up and be there for him while he's going through. Second husband was, I was too far gone to play around with somebody who thought of themselves so low, and he was depressed, PTSD, former military stuff. That I wasn't wise enough to pick up his mental apathy. And so then in the marriage, I started to notice, oh, you need mental assistance, you need behavioral assistance. And by that time, it was a little too late, that you need additional services. And I'm going to be your wife, and I'm going to go hold your hand through this process. But while I was doing that, I'm losing myself trying to cater to his weaknesses. So this wasn't AKA manhood and testicles. This was more over a true mental instability and true heart problems and trauma.
Wow.
And out of the marriage.
Wow. Your phone is going out on me. Hello? Dang, I wanted you to break that down. Listen, that's like super good. That is super good, y'all. Listen, I don't know what happened. Maybe her connection kind of faded out on us. And can you hear me?
Need to go.
Okay. All right. Hey, her connection, but she was spitting some stuff. Yo, y'all. Woo. Okay. All right. Thank you, Omar. We're going to finish that conversation at some point. But I got somebody else backstage. Let me see who's backstage. All right. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the show. Hey, well, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. It says your name is Crystal.
Yes, it is.
All right, Crystal. Tell me, what brings you to the show tonight with the doctor?
Well, I have been listening. I'm at work.
You ain't even supposed to be on, y'all. You at work. You ain't supposed to be. All right, but go ahead.
I have been listening to your show about why men leave good women.
Okay.
I was dating this guy, and I met him like at the end of May.
Okay.
And we were talking on the phone and, getting along, I thought pretty well. And I guess I said something that he didn't like, and he ghosted me. He just stopped responding to my calls, my text messages. But the last night that I talked to him, I wanted him to come over, after I got off work. And maybe it was something I said, because he said, well, I don't have any gas for that. I was like, oh, okay. And so he said, well, you could come over here. Well, first of all, it's 10 o'clock at night. By the time I would have got out the shower and got ready and blah, 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 it would have been 11:30. And he lives in the hood. I ain't gonna lie, he live in the hood. But why would you want a woman coming across town to see you, which he doesn't work? He's on SSI. And so to make a long story short, I said,
Crystal.
I heard. We haven't talked since then because he ghosted me. He ghosted me and
Crystal,
he did me a favor. Yes, sir.
Thank God he ghosted you. I want you to thank God that he ghosted you. Okay?
Okay.
Because you all were incompatible. When you said, hey, come on, he says, I don't have the gas for that.
Yeah.
Well, that simply means that he is unwilling to invest in the relationship. And what
Yeah.
men know is inherently know that I anything of value, I have to invest in it. And so what a lot of women would have done is gone over his house. And so then that would have taught him that he does not have to invest in the relationship. And so
Hmm.
I'm glad he ghosted you. And the reason why he didn't really ghost you, he did you a favor. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that favor was, at the end of the day, he's no.
Right.
Um, but listen, I'm glad that you've been listening to my coaching. Stay tuned
Yes, I
soon
have.
because I'm gonna start hooking people like you up with men. Who there are men
Well,
out there.
okay.
There are men out there that want a relationship, and
Okay.
when women say no good men out there, that's a lie. And what that is that is what they say because they haven't met any good men, and then they're creating resistance in their own life. So
Yes.
let's not do that. And keep watching me, okay? Keep
Okay.
watching. I got a
But
lot of stuff coming up, okay?
I
I'm
need a
gonna
guy
be.
that's
Hey, look. I ain't new to this matchmaking thing.
plus. I need somebody that's 55 plus though, because I'm 60.
But hold on. Let me ask you a question. What if you
Mhm.
met a guy that was 50 or 49 and he had everything that you wanted? I mean,
I, I,
is
I would.
what?
I would give it a chance. I would.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. Stop putting limitations on yourself. Stop putting limitations on God because
But I
what
can't go
we get.
45 though. I
I
can't
didn't
go
say
45.
45, but when we get so hung up in stuff, at the end of the day, the thing is you want to meet someone who is in alignment with you, who is in
Yes.
alignment with your core values, who is in
Yes.
alignment with your belief system, who is in
Yes.
alignment with those things. And
Yes.
we get caught up in stuff that doesn't even matter. All right. All
You're
right.
right.
Hang loose. All right.
Okay.
Appreciate you
All
calling.
right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. All right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
All right, y'all. Listen, welcome. Thank you for listening to I'm Coach Ken. And on tonight's show, we're talking about why men push good women away. And I said the first one was leveling up. All right, now the second one is he is intimidated. He's intimidated. See, listen, women, and this could be good and bad. There are men out there who are intimidated by women who are secure in who they are, and who are secure in what they believe about themselves. Now, I'm not saying that. See, there is a difference. Now, confidence is contagious. Arrogance is despised. And so what I'm saying is you can be confident but it comes off as arrogant. Now, what I'm going to say to you is this: some men are intimidated by women who are secure in who they are. Now, it's nothing wrong. You're supposed to be secure in who you are. You're supposed to be confident about the woman you are. The problem is that if that perception is that I'm above you, okay? I'm above you. Now, it may not be what you intended. It may not be what you thought you were coming across as, but this is what he heard. This is what he internalized. And so now, especially if a man, like Walid was saying, who has been brought up in a way where he has insecurities about who he is, right? Now, listen, y'all, we all have insecurities. Don't get it twisted. Every single human being has an insecurity. Your insecurity might not be mine. Okay. And when I see people who overcompensate, like they got the biggest house, I got to have the biggest car. I've got this, I've got that, I got the most expensive clothes. Whenever I hear people say, well, I got the newest Louis bag, I got this and I got that. Let me tell you what I know. that's overcompensation for an insecurity in some area of your life. And what happens is you need validation from other people. You need validation and affirmation, so you feel like I can get it in this area, so I overcompensate for another area that I'm not so good in. All right. And so when I hear a person talking about all that they have or all that they do, and the next thing I say, okay, what the hell are you overcompensating for? All right. And I've seen this in men and women, not just women, but men and women. So some men are intimidated, y'all, but a lot of times they're intimidated not just because he's got insecurities, but that could be a part of it, but because of the way you communicate. And a lot of us won't say that we communicate that way, but I've seen it. I've seen it so many times when women overcompensate too. They overcompensate by not who they are. Listen to me carefully, y'all. Understand this principle. And this is the principle. The reason why a lot of relationships don't work is because we're more focused on what a person has and what they do rather than who they are. And when you get focused on those things, at the end of the day, those are the things that will be the demise of your relationship, because things and what you do, they lose their value after a while. When you realize who the person isn't who I thought I attracted. Just my take. Number 3, why men push away good women is because she can't be controlled. See, a lot of men want to tell a woman something and she just do it. He didn't want her to be a critical thinker. He does not want her to have her own mind about something. So he will push her away because he cannot control what she does. Now, what I tell my wife, I can't control everything my wife does, but what I do is, if I don't, instead of me just taking the stance that she's just going to do it, what I have to do is go and come and sell her on the idea. If I've got an idea, now I'm an ambitious guy. I'm a visionary when it comes to business. And a lot of times that includes putting our money on the line. I can't just say I'm going to put our money and do this. What I do is I approach her like I would approach any investor. I'm like, here are the pros, here are the cons. Here's what I want to do. Here's why I want to do it. And so what I'm saying is, a lot of people don't want to get into a relationship or push good women away because they can't control her thought process. They can't control her behavior. Now, the flip side of that is, too, a lot of women don't create an environment of partnership either. They don't want to create an environment. They want to be like, well, I've been doing this shit on my own for a long time. No, and it doesn't mean he's a narcissist. It just means a lot of women doing stuff and you don't know how he was raised. See, a lot of men have been raised that in their family, they saw their mom, that's how she operated. So he's been conditioned to do that. You can't say he's a narcissist because that was the way he was raised. And a lot of you were raised another way. And because he wasn't raised that way, he saw his mom, his dad said, this is how we're going to do it. Mom went along with it. So in his mind, this is the way it should be. Okay? In other countries, they do it that way. So don't say, he's a narcissist or he's controlling. That might be just the way he was raised. And you've got to endeavor to find out who he is. A lot of us make grand assumptions about people. Grand assumptions about who they are. People throw around that term narcissist a lot. But what you don't realize is, no, doesn't mean he's a narcissist. It simply means that he's been conditioned to believe what he believes because that was the way he was programmed as a young man. We don't know what his household was like. We don't know what his environment was like that he lived in. We don't know what his father was like. We don't know what his mother was like. We don't have a clue. And so we cannot make a bold statement like that without ever knowing who this man is. All right. And so now he may be thinking, I'm going to walk away because she's too independent. That's what he may be thinking. All right. And so he's too independent. And so what I'm saying is, don't make the assumption. Find out what you're putting out. Find out how you are being presented in the world, how you are showing up when you're dealing with people. Now I'm saying, because what I didn't do in the TikTok, I didn't show you both sides. I just said when a man pushes a woman away, but a lot of times it's not just him pushing her away, it is her facilitating that movement. Okay. Yana says, but even if he was raised in that type of household, doesn't mean he has to live out being controlled in his adulthood. Yana, now let me say this to you. I had to unlearn things from my upbringing, but you were proactive in doing that and learning things that weren't healthy for you. A lot of people come to me because they don't know how. A lot of people I coach don't have a clue. It's easy to say, and I applaud you for saying that they need help, they need coaching, they need therapy, they need counseling, and I applaud you for saying that. But that's easy. That's like I watch the 600 pound. You ever watch 600 Pound Life when they follow the people who are 600, 700 pounds? It would be easy for me to say, like, I was 400 and some pounds at one time, and I live a healthy lifestyle now. But the truth is that I could have said, well, why don't they just diet? Well, okay, that's easy to say, but if you have never experienced programming when your parents say eat everything on your plate, and you were conditioned to believe that that was a part of what I had to do. And when you don't say, when you tell people who have been raped that they eat to get fat so they won't be attractive, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say those things. And so what I'm saying to you is, let's not be so quick to say, just do this or just do that. Number four, he just ain't shit. Let's be honest. There's some guys out there that just want to smash. They just want you to be the pussy delivery girl. I call you up at 10 o'clock at night, want you to come over. And many of you think that at the end of the day, you think that that if I create this physical connection with him, if I show him that I'm down, and then I rub it up, flip it up, rub it around, whatever BBD used to say, then he will believe that. But here's the thing. There are some men out there that don't have good intentions. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100. I used to be one of those guys years ago. I didn't have good intentions. I mean, I'm going to tell you every lie I can just to smash. There are men out there, but you would think when a guy gets over 40, especially over 50, that's not his MO. But that is the reason why I teach the people that I coach how to decipher, how to ask questions, how to do it in such a way that you find out who the person really is. All right. And so if you've never been taught, again, I go back to, if you've never been taught how to do this, if you've never been taught how to extract information in a way, in a conversational tone, how to do that, if you've never been taught how to do that, then, at the end of the day, that's what it is. All right. Number 5. Just because she is good doesn't mean she is good for him. Just because he is good doesn't mean they're good for each other. Listen, just because two people are good, that doesn't mean that they're good together, y'all. I had to do that because I grew up in the Southern Pentecostal church, and people they use the term equally yoked all the time. And so when in church, even now, when I hear that term, when I go to church, and I'm like, it irks me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because what people do is equally yoked. I know what God meant. He didn't mean, and this is my interpretation, that just because we believe the same that we're equally yoked. See, there are so many other factors that mean equally yoked means compatible, compatibility, y'all. That's another term for compatibility. Now, the truth of the matter is, we may be compatible in our spiritual beliefs, but are we compatible in our financial beliefs? Are we compatible in the way we raise children? Are we compatible in the way that we handle money. It's sexual. Our sexual beliefs about how we get down. I might like 5 times a week, but you only like once a month. That's incompatibility. And so if you don't discuss all of those things, are we compatible about career? I'm an entrepreneur. I could not marry a person who didn't believe in entrepreneurship, who didn't believe in things like that, who just like, I know some people who like, if you don't work a 9 to 5, we're not going to do that because it's too much fear. Well, I was raised that, you know what, my dad never had a paycheck where he clocked a 9 to 5. And so for me, being an entrepreneur for the last 27 years just felt right. But if we don't talk about that, then you're not going to be able to marry somebody like me. All right. And not that because I got a wife, but but me and her talked about it. And so that's the reason why. And so just because two people, here's the thing, y'all, why men leave good women alone? We're not compatible. We are not compatible. And you negate that because you think that you're just a good woman. No, we just not compatible, y'all. And so the man will say, I'm going to back away because we're not compatible. We're not equally yoked. We are not in alignment with each other. That's number 5. Number 6, this is a big one too. He wants to avoid his painful past. See, this is the thing that bothers me. Women think that I coach a lot of them, think that men don't hurt. They don't have feelings. So, we've been taught there are a nation of us, men out there, and I was included at one point, who are ill-equipped to communicate, who have never been taught. Because what do we tell little boys? Suck it up. Don't be a little bitch. Don't tell, hey, when you're something wrong, keep it inside. And we've been told that. We were told that ever since we were young. All right? We were told that. And so now when a man grows up and he's 30-something, he's 40 years old and he's hurting. He's 40 years old and he's dealing with something. And he don't want, and then they tell us, don't cry. You're right, Yana, don't cry. And then he grows up and the man is not equipped to be a communicator. He meets a good woman and then he doesn't know how to express. He doesn't know how to navigate his feelings. And then he doesn't say it because he was told to keep it inside. And then you get mad because you say, well, why won't he just communicate? And you don't understand where he's been. And all you do is talk about you don't talk, you don't communicate, and you never endeavor to find out where this man came from, how this man ended up the way he is. And then what you do is you make a determination about him. You make a determination about him because he doesn't want to talk. So then what happens? What's up? That's my guy, Alan Hooker. What's up, buddy? My guy, man. That's my brother, y'all. I love that man. Listen. And what I'm going to tell you is that if you watch this, you wonder why a man goes in his cave and then he withdraws from you, right? Because you don't create an environment to make him come out the cave, to make him want to come out the cave, because all he hears when he comes out the cave is what he is not. Listen to me carefully, ladies. And I know a lot of people didn't think I was going to go this route, because what happens is, think about what the man hears. All you tell him is what he's not. You're not doing this. You're not affectionate enough. You don't communicate enough. You don't do this. You don't spend enough time with the kids. You don't spend enough time with that. You don't do that. You don't do this. You don't do that. And now he was taught, don't tell him how he feels. So now he's not going to tell him that you hurt him. He's not going to say that you hurt him emotionally, but he's not going to say because he don't want to look like a little bitch. He don't want to look like that. So they tell him, don't cry about it, suck it up. And so now you have a man that begins to resent you. You have a man that withdraws from you, and then he begins to resent you, and you don't know why. Now you know. Now you know. And so what I tell people is, you need to get a coach like me, someone who can help you. Y'all, how come it's on our job we get training? We go to school, we get training to be great at something. And yet we want to be great in relationships, but we get no training. You go to your pastor who got a bad relationship too. Not all of them, but some of them do. You go to him and you get counseling. And the pastor tells you what he thinks you wants to hear, or he tells you what he thinks based on the word of God. But my late bishop used to say this. He used to say, if it ain't practical, it ain't spiritual. And then how can he, a lot of them, how can they coach you or counsel you when their relationship is bad? He ain't never been taught either. Yeah, but just because he holds the position, we hold him to a higher standard, and he might need counseling, and he might need somebody. But what? But because he holds a certain position, we hold him to a higher standard. And like my boy I always say, it's Jesus and the rest of us, and that's the thing that matters. And the last thing is this. Woo! The last one is, ladies ain't gonna like this one. They don't like this one, y'all. Last one is, your masculine energy is killing the relationship. See, he's walking away from you is because I talked to a guy, coached a guy yesterday. And he was telling me her language. He was saying the way her energy, way she was cursing at me and all of that stuff. I was like, dude, how did you stand? He said, man, I just took a walk down the street. And I said, that masculine energy. And she said these words, I'm an alpha. I'm going to say I grew up with brothers. I'm going to say what's on my mind. And I said, wow. What she doesn't realize is that alpha energy that she's projecting, you will never be with her long term. You will never make her your wife. And he said, I just try to get out of there. I'm trying to make it work. And what he will do, the man will walk away. He will push you away because that energy, and listen, y'all, that energy, because my partner, Rose Walker, we just did a online dating course for 8 weeks. Amazing. Women are dating now, getting in relationships. And one thing Rose talks about is feminine energy. I'm putting this course together, and she's going to do a whole thing on how do you go from masculine to feminine? How do you use your feminine energy to attract a high-value man? And I'm not talking about a high-value man like Kevin Samuels used to say, high-value man, make it over $100,000 a year. That doesn't make a man high value because of how much money he makes. And so I used to disagree with that, but I'm not going to talk about that because he's gone. But I am going to say this. A high-value man is a man who has high values in who he is, not what he has, not what he does, but what makes you high value is who you are. You can make $50,000 a year or $40,000 a year and be a high value man because you have a high value conviction. You have a high value of integrity. You have high value of character. And look, we've placed so much emphasis on how much money you make. And the truth is, you think that because he makes a lot of money that you're going to be happy. And only to find out that later on you realize that money will never make you happy. Money is an external thing, external factor, external stimuli. Happiness is an internal job. Where is he at? There are a lot of men out there that are not perfect men, but there are men out there who, and I'm setting them up every day. They come to me every day and they say, no good women. They ask the same question you just asked. They say, where is she at? And so what I tell them, because I see both sides, I say there are good women out there. I said, there are good men out there. I said, you just haven't run across them. And my job as Coach Ken is to put them together. All right? That's what I do. Listen, y'all, I'm about to wrap this up. I got to tell y'all something. Look at your boy. I'm on the cover of Platinum Magazine. Hey, look. Ain't that cool? Y'all, look. Hey, I'm on the cover of Platinum Magazine. It says, signs you need a dating coach. Hey, look, I did an article on communication. Thank you to Tamika. Tamika is a matchmaking attorney. She is dope. She puts out this magazine. She interviewed me. There go Tamika right there. That's my girl. She's doing a conference. Listen, her magazine, I got 2 copies, y'all. I'm keeping this on my desk. I got the cover What? Hey, look. What? All right, Tamika, thank you so much for doing the work that you are doing. I appreciate you. And look, I'm proud of that. I'm super proud of that. I'm also proud of the book me and my wife wrote called The Canion Culture, Creating Relationships That Last. And yo, go up to my bio, get you a copy of this. This is a good damn book. We wrote it during COVID. Good book. Anyway, somebody's backstage. I see somebody back there. Let's see who that is. Want to join the doctor? All right, let me see who it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, boom, boom. All right, Janet. Hello? All right, you came on. I can't hear you, Janet. Unmute your mic. And you had a question, comment, concern for the doctor. What's going on with you tonight?
No, I'm just listening.
Okay. Well, why you jump backstage? You ain't got nothing to say?
I didn't come backstage by accident.
Oh, by accident. Oh, okay. All right, then we'll keep listening then. All right, that's cool, Janet. I'm glad you're listening tonight. Appreciate you. All right,
Okay.
anybody else want to grab the link, come backstage, do what you do. Listen, I am Coach Ken. I am the doctor. And listen, y'all, let me say this. Let me part with this. There are some of you out there, you invest in everything else, but you're not willing to invest in yourself. You want a relationship without the work. I always tell people, listen, if you want, you can never profit from something you haven't invested in. Ain't that right, Keisha? Keisha, big time investor, big time entrepreneur, making money. Keisha, have you ever seen anybody get a return on something they haven't invested in? No, I imagine you haven't. And what I will say to you is this, is you have to be willing. So there are a lot of you that want to know what's wrong. I always say, I'm going to say, listen, inbox me, book a discovery session. I can dissect your problem. It's a 90-minute call. I can do it by minute 32. I already know what's going on. And I'm going to help you. If you want to get something different, you got to do something different. It's that simple, y'all. It's that simple. Or not. Or you can keep doing what you're doing. At the end of the day, if you want to change, people want, like my wife always say, people want change, but they don't want to make change. So if you're ready to make change, inbox me. And let's get you a discovery session booked on. Let's find out what's going on. Listen, that's my time. If anybody else has any questions, comments, concerns, we've been over here over an hour. Yo, inbox me, Yana. There is an investment. I'll send you the link. But I always tell people, inbox me and look, if you're interested, then let's roll. But I am the doctor. I am Ken Canion. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on tonight's show. Listen, I'm going to inbox you, Yana, when I get off. All right? All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Listen, I'm out. Peace.